Hello everyone, I am Ashihana, BSc Computer Science first year student. I am here to present a seminar on the topic Control Statement. Context, Introduction, Control Statement, Characteristics, Types of Control Statement, Decision Making Control Statement, Examples and Conclusion. Moving to the introduction, here control statements in C are fundamental constructs that empower programmers to direct the execution flow of their programs. In essence, control statements serve as the building blocks for implementing logic and structure within C programs. Understanding and effectively utilizing control statements is essential for developing robust and efficient C programs. They offer the means to implement complex algorithms, handle user input, and respond dynamically to various runtime scenarios. What are control statements in C? Control statements are an essential aspect of programming languages like C, as they allow programmers to control the flow of execution of their programs in C. There are four types of control statements. Control statements in C are programming constructs that are used to control the flow of execution in a program. They allow a programmer to specify conditions that determine which statements are executed and which are skipped, to loop through statements until a condition is met or to jump to a different part of the program. These are the characteristics of control statements. Control statements serve to control the execution flow of a program. Control statements in C are classified into selection statements, iteration statements, and jump statements. Selection statements serve to execute code based on a certain circumstance. Iteration statements loop through a code block until a condition is met. Jump statements serve to move control from one section of a program to another. We already said that there is four types of control statements. These are the four types of control statement. 1. Decision-making control statements. 2. Conditional statements. 3. Go-to statements. 4. Loop control statements. I am dealing with decision-making control statements. Decision-making control statement. There are four types of control statements. Simple if statements, if-else statements, nested if-else statements, else-if ladder. Simple if statement. Simple if statements are carried out to perform some operation when the condition is only true. If the condition of the if statement is true, then the statement under the if block is executed, else the control is transferred to the statements outside the if block. So here is the syntax of if statements, and this is simple if statements, and here is an example program and an output. Next is if-else statement. The if statement alone tells us that if a condition is true, it will execute a block of statements, and if the condition is false, it won't. But what if we want to do something else when the condition is false? Here comes the else statement. We can use the else statement then with the if statement to execute a block of code when the condition is false. The if-else statement consists of two blocks, one for false expression and one for true expression. Here is the syntax of if-else statement, and there is an if and an else. Then here is the example and the output of a program. Next is nested if-else statement. A nested if in C is an if statement that is the target of another if statement. Nested if statements mean an if statement inside another if statement. Yes, C allows us to nested if statements within if statements. That is, we can place an if statement inside another if statements. Here, we can look to the syntax. There is an if inside an if statement, that is nested if-else statement. Here is the example of a program and the output. Else if ladder statement. The else if statements are used when the user has to decide among multiple options. The C if statements are executed from the top down as soon as one of the conditions controlling the if is true. The statement associated with that if is executed, and the rest of the C else if ladder is bypassed. If none of the condition is true, then the final else statement will be executed. If else if ladder is similar to switch statement. Here is the syntax of if else if ladder. There is an if and else if. Okay, then here is an example program and the output. Next, we are moving to the conclusion. In conclusion, control statements in C are essential constructs that empower programmers to manage the flow of execution within their programs effectively. By utilizing conditional, loop, and jump control statements, developer can introduce decision-making, repetition, and control transfer capabilities, enabling the creation of dynamic and versatile software solutions. Conditional control statements, including if, else, and switch, allow for the execution of specific code blocks based on certain conditions. Loop control statements, such as for while and do while, enable repetitive execution of code blocks, facilitating tasks like iteration and looping through data structures. Jump control statements like break, continue, and go to provide mechanisms for altering the normal flow of execution within loops and switches. That's all. Thank you.